Hey guys, Gaddock Teeg here, and this is the SWTOR Weekly Digest for August 23rd, 2013. It's a minor patch week, so obviously the devs broke the game. What happened, you ask? Let's cut the chatter and check out the Gold Post summary. Tuesday, patch 2.3.1 was released, and guess what? It broke stuff. More on that later, but first the good. The Contractors and Freelancers bounty packs have been released as the first two packs for the third Cartel Pack shipment. With them comes a host of completely new items, mounts, emotes, and much more. Highlights for me include the crazy looking tribal mask, and of course that much anticipated Varactyl mount. With the new shipment comes a whole new cartel market reputation, and before you get out the pitchforks, hear me out. The cartel reputation is there as a carrot for those people who really only want the one or two big ticket items from each pack. If you are willing to pay for enough packs, you'll eventually guarantee yourself the ability to straight buy certain purchases. BioWare was very upfront in saying that each shipment would have its own reputation. There needs to be some incentive for players to keep spending after hitting the cartel wrap, or else BioWare will lose a large portion of their big spender population. So the two choices are to either continue to hide the best items behind random number generators, or to reset the reps every so often to incentivize new pack purchases. As long as it doesn't happen too often, and I think once a year is a solid number, and the old vendors stay right where they are, I don't see too much of an issue with this system. At least both vendors use the same cartel certificates, so if you were capped on rep with the old reputation, you'll be ahead of the game on that front. In other good news, BioWare continues to improve its free-to-play experience, now allowing players to train Sprint at level 10, just like players had to at launch, and giving players an emergency fleet pass. Even more exciting is the removal of the event gear authorization from the cartel market, meaning that all players will be able to freely participate in all future events, and while it sucks for anyone who purchased the unlock, it's a great sign for the game. BioWare should definitely be commended for its willingness to update the free-to-play restrictions as they deem necessary, and these changes, combined with the removal of the Warzone restrictions on free-to-play characters coming in patch 2.4, are great signs for the already bustling free-to-play community. Now for the broken stuff. Players wearing any of the reputation armors, including the Scalene, the Section X Guardian, and the Voss Ambassador's armor, were treated to a rather nasty bug when logging in after the patch. Players found that their gear was unusable because they did not meet an alignment requirement. This caused many players to have characters rendered pretty much useless, unless they were willing to pay tons of money to kit out totally new gear. In my opinion, this is a complete shame and is so bad and egregious that players deserve to be credited with game time. Characters were left completely gimped for close to 2 days until patch 2.3.1a was released on Thursday, fixing the bug. Players deserve to have their 2 days refunded as compensation. There's nothing really to say about this, other than it shines a glaring light on the utter incompetence that seems to follow BioWare's patch vetting process. How a bug so widespread and game-breaking even makes it into a minor patch like this is mind-boggling, and I truly hope this opens some eyes in both the community and over at BioWare. Next in line in the bug department is the propensity for Teeg, the new Ewok companion, to remain silent, preventing players from accessing her conversations properly. It seems that BioWare is having trouble locating the actual source of the problem, causing the fix to take longer than intended. From Amber Green's forum post, she makes it clear that their goal is to have the fix ready for the next patch, but I wouldn't hold my breath. And finally, Tuesday BioWare confirmed that the daily and weekly PvP quests, not granting credit for doing ranked on the PTS, is in fact not a bug, and is an intended design change. At first I was dead set against this, but after some time thinking about it, I think the system needs some redesign. I think BioWare is hedging a little too much and needs to go one way or the other. Either rank should be only done once the player is fully geared, and the rewards should only be cosmetic, or they need to revert the changes to the daily and weekly, requiring players to achieve wins instead of just playing matches. If they go with that route, then they can allow wins to count for both queues. The way this system is currently set up just further blurs the lines between what makes ranked different from unranked. I'll save a lot of the meat to my ideas for my Unnamed SWTOR podcast, so if you're interested to hear how I would change the current ranked PvP system, feel free to tune in this weekend. That's all the headlines for this week. As always, if you'd like what you've seen, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any SWTOR video coverage. Until next week, this is Gaddock Teeg signing off.